TradingView is the most powerful charting tool ever. So if you are trading and not using the full potential of TradingView, you are leaving money on the table. So whether you are a beginner trader or an experienced trader, this video will show you how to set up your TradingView for maximum efficiency. How do you customize your charts from looking like this to looking like this? How do you use hidden features that many traders don't even know exist? And I will also share with you powerful tricks that will save you hours when analyzing with TradingView. So smash that like button, subscribe, and let's start with the customization features. So this is TradingView. Use the link in the description to sign up. And when you are here, click on products and click on charts. So this is TradingView. In the middle we'll have the charts. Now let's do a quick walkthrough of the different section that will now come back and go deeper into it. So at the left column or the left menu, we have the drawing tools. I'm going to come back to explain this. Here I have my personal details I use in logging in, and here I have the charts. I can click on it and select any chart that I want. Let's say I want LTC. I just click on LTC and select anyone from any exchange, like for example Bybit. Then here I have the time frame, the type of chart that I want, be it candlesticks or whichever one, and I have my indicators here. I can do some customization here of the templates, and I have a lot replay, and up to this place I can call this my chart setup a particular name and save it, so I can always come back to it. I can do a quick search here. This is a certain column where I can do a lot of customization. When I click on here, it will just give me a full screen. I can take a screenshot here to capture what I've done on my chart and maybe share on Twitter. I can publish my chart here to the community. Now this column here shows where I am. So currently I am in this part. If I click it twice, so if I click here, it takes it away. So here it basically shows me where I can add all the currency pair I want to trade, just like my favorite. And here is where I have all my alerts if I set them, and if I click on here, it basically gives me data of the candlestick that is open or the chart that is open. And this is the where I can, this is social part of TradingView. I can chat here, drop comment, and see what people are talking about for a particular chart. And if I scroll down, it's a lot of talks going on TradingView. Now if I come down lower here and click on it, this is the new TradingView scanner. So it basically scans the market based on the category I want and just give me the top performing asset here. For example, Apple here is down by 2.47%, Microsoft 3.24%. So the market is really bearish. Click here to close it, and if I go down further, I can see calendars, economic calendars, what is happening. We're having CPI and news and all that stuff. And if I go down here, I can use this tab to build a strategy I want to trade with. This is for advanced traders. So let's close it. And if I come down here, this is also community feed, so I can join different communities here and see how they're analyzing their charts, the information they have. So as using TradingView, you can actually create a community and go and drop things here and get our people follow you, so you can share your knowledge on trading. So you can go there and follow a community. Here basically my notification. I just created this account brand new to make this video. I have my older accounts which I'll come back to, and so all notification about concerning my accounts is I'll get it here. I can click here to see the stock screener. So this is the old one. The new one is the one that we saw here. This screener here is a new one, right? So this is actually the old one. So TradingView might take it out anytime. Now if I want to trade directly on TradingView, I want to add my broker or my exchange, I'm going to click on the trading panel and add everything here. Of course, this is if you want to build your own custom indicator and all the stuff you did down here. This is the brief overview of TradingView. Now let's get into more details. How do you change your charts from looking like this to looking like this? Now this is the default chart I trade with. I don't trade with my charts looking like this. So let's start with the customization. The reason is that most traders believe that candlestick has this negative psychological effect on traders. Or when they say red candle, they're more like, are fearful and not want to enter a trade. But sometimes you need the candle to be red and enter a trade, and it's all good for you. So let's do some customization. How do we remove all this grid line and everything here? Where we're going to do this is in the settings. So I want to click on settings here. So the settings has 7 sections: symbol, status line, scales and line, canvas, trading, alerts, and events. Let us start our customization with the canvas. So what I want to do here is my background, I want to leave it in solid, but I also want to change this to this color. Now, of course, if I click on it, I can change to gradient, but I don't want it in gradient. I want it in solid. And for grid line, I'm going to make this none. So all the grid line that used to be here, if I put it back, all the horizontal and vertical grid line, they are all off. So for this crosshair, this is the thing that shows when I hover around. I want to make it brighter, so I'm going to choose a brighter color. You can see it's much brighter. The next thing I want to do is, now this is watermark. For watermark, if I check it, what happens is that I'll see the LTC USDT watermark here. If I don't want it, I'll just have it unchecked. Okay, I can actually make my crosshair to be a black color. I think I prefer that. Now, if you are using a paid account, you're going to see more options, but it's all fine. So text, leave it as default. Lines, I want to increase the opacity. So you can see this line here showing. I want to increase the opacity. If I take it to the left, it's almost faded. I want it to be more visible. So then navigational menu, this thing you see here. Now, if you're chatting using the computer, it can be really annoying because it's going to obstruct you when you want to interact with indicators you have here, like this volume indicator. But if you're using like a phone to do this, you can leave it on. But since I'm using a laptop, I'm going to make this navigation button invisible, always invisible. Now the pin line, I also want to make it always invisible. Then this margin basically, determines if I change it. You see how it just affects the charting. So that is it. What I could do is, say I want to always go back to the old setting, I can come to template and save it as a template and give it a different name. Then if I want to return to the default, I just come back and click on apply default and it comes back to the default. Now let's now go to the beginning and start with the symbols. The symbols is basically me changing the colors of the candlesticks. For the body, I want to have this as light green, and I want to change this to black. Then for the borders, I just want to leave everything as black. Everything, I'm changing it to black. The wick, I'm changing it to black. So this is how I prefer it to be. All right, then I'm gonna leave the precision as default. My time zone is monthly in Lagos, so you can choose the time zone of the country you are in. And that is it. That is that with a symbol. Status line, logo. If you look here, this logo is talking about this logo you see here. I can choose to leave it, I can choose to remove it, just depends on you. If you want your chart cleaner, you can actually remove it, but I have my own on anyway. Now title and description. Title, this title, you can make it more descriptive. You can just have only the ticker. You can have ticker and description. This is entirely up to you, but just leave it as is for me. Then open markets status. The thing is that for the forex market and maybe for the forex and stock markets, sometimes the market is closed. So if you leave it on, it tells you when it is closed and when it is open. But crypto is open 247, so just leave it as is. Chart values, it's simply showing you the chart value. For example, if I am on this particular chart, it shows me over here. O is for open, that is talking about here. Now any chart I am on, for example this particular chart here, it shows me O is for the open price, high of that candle, low, and the close of that candle. So if I want that value to be there, I leave the check. If not, I just leave it open. But basically you can just do what you want. If you want volume, you add volume. you can leave this as is. For indicators too, like this here is the volume indicator, right? This, what you see below here, is the volume indicator. I can choose to also do customization. Do I want to have the title checked, the inputs, the values, and all that? So I'm just going to leave this one as is. Let's go to scales and lines. So for currency and units, what is checked here is view on mouse over. So if I come here and I go to this top right corner, it shows me that the value of this currency is as in US dollar. Just simple customization. I can use to just to leave it to be always there, or just remove it. This scale mode, you want it to be logarithmic or arithmetic. So right now it is visible on mouse over. So if I come down here and go down here, I can see A and L is currently on A. I can click here to put it on L. Change it back to, so this is what that does. Leave this one as is, leave this one on auto, leave this one just as is, the no overlapping, plus button, and all this, leave it as is. Now what is the symbol? What you have here is the value and the line. You can add a name if you want, and this is actually this, where the current price is. It's telling me that this is Litecoin against USDT perpetual. It's showing me the price, and it's showing me the name, the value, and this line. For example, if I want to check this line, the line is going to be gone. If I want to check the value, the price is going to be gone. If I want to check the name is going to go. It's going to be gone. So you can leave everything on. It's simple customization. So leave price according to scale. This is for the previous day close. If you put it on, it shows you the price of the previous day close, but I like to leave this off. Indicator and financial, I also like to leave this hidden. This for value online is fine. High and low, I like to leave it hidden, and this hidden. And this one, this is basically day label. So if I hover over here, it's telling me this down here, the way it displays Monday 14th of April 2005. You know, the way it's displayed, I can change the customization here. We've talked about canvas. Let's talk about trading. Now trading, this trading is if you are taking your trades on TradingView. That is when it matters. So this buy and sell is this button you see here. I can uncheck it to remove it. So if you're trading, if you want to start trading directly on TradingView, you have to connect to a broker, of course. That is when you can do some customization here. If not, just leave it the way it is. For alerts, when I set an alert, it should be visible on the TradingView, or it shouldn't be visible. For example, if I click on this and I want to set an alert at this price, so you can see this line is showing. This is where I do the customization. Should I remove the alert line? Should I add it? Only active alerts. In other words, when the alert has been taken, it's going to stop displaying. This is the volume. It's going to be, you can set this lower because it's going to disturb the hell out of you. It's so loud, even at this particular level. So this is it. And events are basically economic news and all that. It will show you, like this one you see here is an event. If I click on it, this is actually latest updates that are coming. If you want this to be showing on your chart, you come and enable all of them, news notification and all the stuff, event breaks. You can set everything here. Then ideas are, you know, different ideas on TradingView. Like I think this should be sell signal, but you know, some ideas can be really wrong. So I just leave this off. And again, take note of this. I can always click on template to save my settings, so that, you know, I can switch from different settings that I want. So that is the customization. My chart is now looking like my other chart. Now let's go straight to looking at different things on TradingView. So let's start with this drawing tab here. So this one is basically, see the way this is looking. I can change it to, you know, to dots. I can change it to be an arrow, just basically how you set that here. Then these are my trend lines. So this is a trend line. I can draw a trend line like this. When I draw a trend line, see, this is some tips. I can customize this trend line. I can make it yellow if I want it to be yellow. I can, the text, because I can actually write text on this particular trend line. This is the color that I want my trend line to be. This is the thickness that I want it to be. I can select different thickness. I can select if it's going to be dash or solid line. Then I can write a text. So I can call this line, for example, trending, anything you want, even an abbreviation. So I can click on OK. So it's written here. I can even do further customization. Should it be at the middle? Should it be at the bottom? Should it be at the left or right side? You can see I put it at the right side. It's now here, and I can actually save this as a template. So each time I draw a line, I just come to setting and choose that particular template. It will now give me what that line basically is. Pull out the design as I've set it initially. So this is how you draw the trend line and customize it. Let's draw a trend line actually. We pick here, let's pick it from here. And what is trending? Is this chart trending? It's actually consolidating rather. This shows that BTC may give us another pull up here. Anyways, the next thing, this trend line section, if I click on this arrow here, you can see more tools. This is Ray, right? If you want to draw this kind of trend, this kind of stuff. This is info line, extended line, angle line. So there are different lines. Now, this is prior channel. Say I want to draw from here, say from here to here, and extend it this way. This is your channel. So these are, you can just play around with this thing to get the hang of it. Now, the tools you use most, you can do what? You can learn the shortcut. So one is, this is trend line. So for my computer, because I'm using a Mac, it's showing me option T. So if I do option T on my system, it just brings out the trend. It just brings it out for me to draw. Now, the lines I use the most, see what I usually do. When I hover over it, you see this star around it. I like to star it because I use the trend line a lot. I also use horizontal array because many of them even have short keys. I use horizontal line, I use a horizontal array, I use vertical line, I use the power channel. I think this is the lines I actually use it. So I can star all of them and see what happened. They appear here. So I can drag this one down and keep it here. So when I want to use this line quickly, I don't have to come here and start clicking on this arrow for you to show me all this, and I just come and click the one I want here and, you know, and draw. Now let's look at this one. This one is called the Fibonacci tool. The same thing, I can just click here. The only thing I use here is this Fibonacci retracement tool and the gang tool. So the Fibonacci line, you can see it bottom here, help us to draw Fibonacci, but I don't use this Fibonacci, right? To customize it, you click on this setting here and just change the values. If you watch my videos, you can see that my Fibonacci have a different setting. So this is where I put the values and to appear the way I want it to appear. So the next one is this one. I use this a lot. This is the brush. You can click on it, you know, draw different lines. Of course, again, you can actually change the color. It's that simple. Change the width, you know, draw lines. This way you do it. I use it a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and put this star it here. I also use this particular arrow and this arrow, and I use this particular rectangle. I use this part as well. I think that is all I use here. Sometimes I use this circle, but it's not something I use regularly, so I'm not going to mark it. So this triangle, I use it to draw, say I want to draw an area of support and resistance, or I want to draw a Fibonacci retracement. I can draw it. When you select a particular tool, you can then click here to customize it the way you want it, you know, put text, change the colors of the border and the thickness and all that stuff. Do you want it to extend to the left or to the right? And just play with it to get the hang of it. So now if you look at this particular stuff, you can see all the tools I'm starring are coming here. This to make me, when I want to chart, it makes it really, really fast. So the next one, we have text. This is text category. I can also start text because if you write text a lot, so if you want to, you know, show a chart and make it pretty, say you want to post in your community, you want to leave a note for yourself, this is where you actually do it. So I can, you know, this is a text that I added. I can click on it and just write something, YouTube video, TradingView video. And again, I can do a lot of customization, increase the text, make it bigger, change the color, you know, just do what I want to do, and I can delete it, of course. So that is the text. Then smileys, I can, these are emojis, so I can add a emoji for you guys here. Make it bigger, smaller. This is what the emoji does. And the ruler tools is just a measuring tool. So I can, if I'm looking at this point, from this point, I can measure what it is. I can say, okay, this is from here to here is 128%, 51 bars, and 51 days. So this tool here just basically does that. And the ruler tool doesn't stay. If you click any other place, it just disappears. This is a zoom, but of course I like to zoom my mouse. I don't do the zooming with this. I don't touch it. This is magnet. So the magnet snaps to the open, low, and close. So if you look at this candlestick, yeah, so I'm going to use one of the tools now. So I'm going to use the arrow. So if you look at this candlestick, here is the top, here is the open, here is the close, and here is the low. I hope you guys understand that. Let me use another candlestick. So if you look at this one, let me do it again. So this particular candlestick, this is the top, open, close, and low. So what the magnet does, it helps us to snap what we're drawing to those particular, these 4 points. So let's say I want to draw this, use this particular tool, horizontal array, and place it here. Now I might not know the correct place if I'm placing it at the top, because you know some of the things are blocking me, and I might not be placing it at the exact point and all that. So what the magnet tool is that when I click on it, it helps me to snap it to that particular point. So you can see it has snapped to that point. If I take it lower, it just snaps to that point. It can snap to this point, it just snaps to all these particular places. So it makes our charting really easy. Now this one is, say I'm drawing a lot of support and resistance, and say I want to draw another one, I'll pick it up, I'll draw another one, pick it up, draw another one. So what this particular one does is that it just locks up the two that I've selected. So if I lock it up, I don't need to be picking it. If I pick it once, it's picked. So I can drop it here, drop it again, drop it again, drop it again. So it's just, I can drop it many times by just clicking my mouse. It's because it's locked. So now if I click on it, it is the selected. Let me also deselect the magnet tool. This one, what this one does is, there are some trading strategy you can use. Maybe you are trading psychological level. We'll talk about psychological level maybe later in that tutorial. Maybe you want to draw lines, you want to use horizontal array and draw, you know, lines at different psychological level over time. And you watch what the candlestick does at that psychological level to know if you're going to take a trade or not. But the thing is that if you're doing all the activities, you might mistakenly knock it to another place. So what you can do is to click on this particular tool, this particular line, or whatever the line is, and click on lock. So it locks it. So I cannot move the line again. I cannot shift it again until I come and click on it again and click on unlock. Now I can move it or delete it. That is what that does. Then you have the eyes. The eyes does what? If you click here, it can hide my drawings when I click on it, and it can review my drawing, it can hide my indicators, it can just hide everything I want, and delete, just delete what I need to delete. I have here 25 drawings. If I click on it, it deletes all. I have one indicator, which is this volume indicator. Let me delete the 25 drawings. Back to a clean chart. Let's move up to this part. So this part here is my time frame. So we are currently in the daily time frame. So each candle represents what happens within one day. I can select, say, 1 hour time frame. So each candle now represents what happens within a day. If I come here again, if say I trade a particular strategy line, I need to look at different time frame. Like me, I look a lot at the daily time frame. So I'm going to start a 4 hour time frame, start a 1 hour time frame. Then I also look at the 15 minutes time frame and the 5 minutes time frame, sometimes 1 hour, the 1 minute time frame. So you see the time frame that I trade, so I can quickly now navigate between the time frame instead of having to click on the drop down to show me all those again. Now the next section too is the candlesticks. So if I click on it, it's going to show me different charts types. So this is a line chart. I use it sometimes. So I use a candlestick. I'm going to start it as well. I use a hiking actually candlestick. I'm going to start it. So if I can now quickly switch between the type of candlesticks I use sometimes. So line charts, I basically use this when I'm drawing my trend lines, and I can actually, this is it. I use it to, time or know when to enter a trade, but by default I just leave it as candlestick pattern. This is where you do that. Indicator section, indicator are basically, they give us trade signals or help us to confirm a particular trade signal. So here we have the volume indicator. I rarely use volume indicator. Some people use it, it works for them, but I rarely use it. So this is this indicator here. I'm going to click on this, delete to remove it. Trading indicator is gone. Now if I click on this indicator here, I can see different indicators. Now one indicator that I use is RSI, so relative strength index. I can start it so to be in my favorites. Another one I use is the MACD. I can also moving average, convergence, divergence. I can start it to be in my favorites. I have two indicators in my favorites. So this is where I search for indicators. If I want to apply the MACD, I'm going to click on it. What happens is I comes this to this place. I can also click on this MACD here, click on the settings and do a lot of customization here. So that is a MACD, that is the indicators. And I can maybe customize my indicator and choose to save the indicator template so that each time maybe I remove it, when I come back to it, I just click on it and it's just, you give me back my settings. It can be very annoying when you have done all the settings and maybe you remove it, you now bring it back, you have to start setting it up again. So saving it here makes it really easy for me to always come back to it. Or I can have different settings of a particular indicator and I can choose to switch between the settings of those indicators. The next one is my alerts. We have already talked about alerts. I can actually come here to set alerts, or I can come to maybe beside the indicator stuff and go and set alert on this particular MACD indicator. I can still come here and click here to add alert. I can still come to this side and click this stuff to add an alert, or I can come here to add alert. So there are different places to add alert on TradingView. The next is my replay. Let's say I want to replay this, but I cannot replay this. Why? Because this account is a free account. To be able to replay, I have to pay for this. I have to pay for it. And the replay button is really, really important, especially if you are doing back testing. Let's say you want to test 1 month of data, 2 months of data. If you're looking at the chart and seeing what has already happened, you might not be able to properly do an effective testing. So you need a replay button to be able to ensure that you're not seeing what is happening while testing your strategy. So that is one reason you can pay for the basic or the pro plan of TradingView. Another reason is this. See the indicator here. Let's say I want to add more. Okay, let me add the stochastic RSI. So if I try to add it, you can see it's telling me that I cannot add more than 2 indicators in this chart because I'm using the basic plan. That is one reason you can go ahead and get the pro plan. It's not that expensive. Use the link in the description and do that. Now let me give you another pro tip when using an indicator. Of course, you can actually add more than 1 indicator, but you have to delete the one you have here already. Let's say I want to click on this and delete it. One indicator I use, New York midnight. So this, I hope this is it. So I'll just go ahead and start it. This just simply tells me I want to change this to the 1 hour time frame. So they just print each day. So this Friday to the Sunday, each day of the week, it just prints the beginning of the day. So it just helps me to know, okay, this is how the day started and this is what I'm going to trade. So I like to use this, but if I'm analyzing higher time frame, I don't like it being here because it just messes up the chart. So one thing you can also do with indicators is to customize when they show. So if I click on this midnight here, this cuts across all indicators. I can choose the time frame they show. So if I click on this visibility here, I can choose to turn off. I don't want it at the month, week, days. I only want it on the hour and from 1 hour. So this is what so if I see it's all gone, but if I go to the hourly time frame here, you can see that it now appears. This is when I want to start seeing it. So this is one way you can also customize your indicators to make it really, really fast. Now, another thing you can do if you want to trade directly on TradingView is to come to trading panel, and these are different brokers and exchanges. Brokers for trading Forex and the stock markets, indices, and all this stuff, while exchanges are for cryptocurrency trading. So you have like OKX, BingX, Binance is here, and different other brokers. There are a lot of them. Just click on explore more and you see so many of them. You can just connect them to your TradingView and trade directly on TradingView. It's actually nice trading directly here. I don't trade mostly directly here, but it's nice because if you are chatting and it's, when your stop loss is hit, you hear the sound. When your take profit is hit, you hear the sound. When your entry is hit, when you enter a trade, you also hear the sound. It just keeps you here and not distracting your attention in so many places. So this is TradingView. This is how you customize and use TradingView. And if you want to learn all the shortcode and all that, just go ahead and click and look at the tools you use most. You can just see, cram their shortcode and use them, or just have them in this panel and use them really, really quick. Another thing is, if say I'm doing back testing, sometimes your network may mess you up and you have to now scrolling back to where you started. You can just use this particular tool here, click on it and select the date you want to jump to, and to just take you to let's jump to say December and November 2024, November 1st, and click on go to. So this is just going to load up and take us straight to November 2024. So this is another thing you use here. Now, if you want more assistance with trading, you can just go straight to our community for trade signals. And the course you guys have been waiting for, the AFIBIE Crypto Mastery, master how to trade, get info on those coins when they come out. That course is already out. It's on Warps. Just go to afibie.com and you get access to my lessons, my classes, and how I actually simplify things for you so you can get to trading crypto as quickly and as easy without any hassle. The link, of course, is in the description. Now, in the comment section, tell me which area of crypto or trading are you struggling with, and I'll make a video on that.